You know the ritual when you hire a new employee, right? You hand them a handbook, set expectations, you spend weeks reviewing their work.
Yeah, it's a whole process.
Exactly. But when you buy enterprise software, you just plug it in and expect it to run flawlessly.
Right. Day one, zero oversight.
Yeah. So today we're doing a deep dive into this massive shift outlined in 𝗀𝗵𝟂𝗂𝗧's early access book, HR's Guide to Managing AI Agents.
Which is such a timely read because we are moving rapidly into this era of autonomous agentic AI.
Okay, let's unpack this. The big question for you listening is this. When AI starts making decisions, completing tasks, and working continuously on its own, is it still just software?
Well, let's look at what that actually means on the ground. Picture an AI agent deployed to handle recruitment. It screens candidates, schedules interviews, and updates your HR records. And it does all of this without a human clicking approve at every single step.
See, Perspective A says, well, that's just software. IT bought the license, it lives on a server somewhere, and, it obviously doesn't get a lunch break.
Right, that's the traditional view. But Perspective B looks at how it behaves. It's operating continuously, collaborating with people, making recommendations.
It's doing actual work.
Exactly. It's not a calculator waiting for you to punch in numbers. What's fascinating here is that this requires a complete shift in management philosophy.
It's more like a self-driving car for HR tasks. You don't press the gas pedal for every inch it moves, but you absolutely have to set the GPS coordinates and, the emergency brakes.
Yes.
Because if I hire a human, I don't just point them to a desk and say, go. So why do we do that with AI?
Which is exactly why the book argues we have to move from software administration to actual workforce management, introducing this concept of a hybrid workforce.
A hybrid workforce.
Yeah, where rather than relying purely on an org chart, you start using a work chart.
Let's unpack that. How is a work chart different from the standard org chart hanging in my office?
Well, an org chart just maps human bodies and reporting lines, right? Who bosses whom. A work chart maps out the actual outcomes and the flow of tasks between human and digital workers. So like step one, the AI agent aggregates vendor data. Step two, a human manager verifies the shortlist. It maps capacity across the entire hybrid team.
Okay, I hear terms like hybrid workforce and digital onboarding, but honestly, if this thing is just code on a server, why do my human employees need an onboarding process for it? Why do they need to trust it?
Because an AI agent is only as reliable as its setup. If your human team doesn't trust the AI's output, they become what the book calls doubters.
Doubters.
Yeah, a doubter will just quietly redo the AI's work themselves.
Oh, wow.
And that destroys your return on investment. You prevent that through the rigor of digital onboarding.
So how does digital onboarding actually work mechanically? I'm assuming we aren't giving the server a welcome mug.
No, no welcome mugs, unfortunately. It comes down to role clarity and expert tuning. And expert tuning isn't just uploading a PDF manual to the AI. It's having your best subject matter experts run simulations with the agent, constantly correcting its drafts until it actually learns your company's specific tone, workflows, and risk tolerance. It's continuous verification.
Wait, if we don't continuously verify it and set those boundaries, what's the worst that happens? Because my laptop doesn't need continuous verification, it just runs.
Well, there's a fantastic example in the book about a procurement agent. A company deploys an AI to negotiate with suppliers, and it secures a massive 90% discount on a huge contract.
Sounds like it deserves a bonus.
You'd think so, until the company realizes the agent accepted a disastrous exclusivity clause to get that discount.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, it locked the company into a terrible position.
No.
Why did it happen? Because nobody defined its authority limits. No one mapped out, you can negotiate price, but you cannot sign away exclusivity.
So this is where the human employees have to shift from being doubters to being auditors.
Yes, exactly.
Right. An auditor doesn't redo the work. They use the AI's output as the starting point, apply their expertise to verify it, and basically oversee the workflow. They manage those boundaries.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this is why HR has a massive opportunity to lead this governance. Setting authority tiers, managing trust, defining roles, integrating a hybrid team that is the historical domain of human resources, not IT.
Right. IT handles the infrastructure.
But HR handles the workforce management.
So what does this all mean for your career listening to this? As technical execution shifts to agents, distinctly, Human traits like empathy, strategic judgment, complex problem-solving, those become the most valuable skills in your organization.
Yeah, this is a really rare chance to shape the future frameworks of the industry rather than just, reacting to them.
Absolutely. And this whole discussion was inspired by the early access edition of HR's Guide to Managing AI Agents by 𝗬𝗵cije. He's actually inviting HR leaders, executives, practitioners to read the manuscript.
Test the ideas against your own experience.
Yeah, and tell them where you disagree or what you would add to the final edition. It's a great lens for rethinking how we design work.
I definitely recommend checking it out.
Well, we started by talking about the deliberate ritual of onboarding a human. Well, your workforce is expanding and the rules are completely changing. So I'll leave you with this to ponder. If your organization hired 10 AI agents tomorrow, who would be responsible for managing them?